Hello fellow Star Wars fans and welcome back to the channel. It's time for another deep dive Star Wars trailer analysis video, and this time it's for the Clone Wars animated series. This is the final season. This is the final trailer that we're ever going to get for the Clone Wars, so I'm going to break down the biggest reveals in this trailer. So let's start off with that first opening shot, reminiscent of the very first shot from A New Hope, the movie that started it all. We have what could be maybe a Venator class Star Destroyer bridge hovering over the top of the screen with maybe Tatooine below. Moving on to the next shot, we have Bo-Katan ready to go with her jetpack, just witnessing the carnage of this battle down below. It looks like this could be maybe Mandalore, which is a big arc that's going to happen in these 12 episodes. This next image here is Mace Windu, has Obi-Wan Kenobi, has a bunch of Phase 2 clone troopers. Looks like there's some kind of electricity type weapon that one of them might be firing. You could also notice there's a jump pack on one of those troopers, so that's something new, I believe. Another shot of the clones. We are looking at such a large amount of clone troopers here. And that's what's really cool about this season of the Clone Wars is we're going to get a lot more in depth with the clone troopers. They say in a trailer what happens when there is no war. What's going to happen with the clone troopers right before the Revenge of the Sith events, as we know with Order 66. So I'm looking forward to learning more about that. Here we have Darth Maul's eyes, that Sith corruption, so cool. This shot, I'm not really sure what this is. It almost looks like Kijimi from the latest movie, The Rise of Skywalker. This is something that was really cool. Big reveal here. If you look in the upper right of the screen, that is Depa Billaba with none other than her Padawan, Caleb Doom, who ends up being Kanan Jarrus in Star Wars Rebels. So what's really cool about Dave Filoni working on both of these series, Rebels and Clone Wars, is that he can actually retroactively put in characters into the Clone Wars that we've seen in Rebels and some other properties as well. And looking at this shot here, we have Depa Billaba, as I mentioned, we have Caleb Doom, we have Yoda, we have Mace Windu, we have Plo Koon, we have Ala Secura, we have Mundi, we have two different kind of clone trooper officers, and this next shot is a line straight out of Revenge of the Sith, and this is, Mace Windu talking about, I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi. And that just is a confirmation right there that we're actually going to get into the events of Revenge of the Sith. So this is a shot from Revenge of the Sith on the opposite side of what Mace Windu was saying in that holo transmission. So really awesome stuff here. I'm hoping that we get to go right into the events of Revenge of the Sith, where we see the Palpatine getting captured and getting rescued by Anakin. Here we see Darth Maul doing what could possibly be a mind probe, such as the one that Kylo Ren uses on Rey, and this is also the trooper of Jesse. So we haven't seen Maul ever do anything quite like this before to my knowledge, so it's really cool, again, now having a lot more Star Wars canon to pull from. Now we're going to see other elements maybe fold themselves into this last season of the Clone Wars. Here's another one of the arcs. It's going to involve Ahsoka Tano dealing with being alone, being away from the Jedi, and we see her here in this footage that was also shown at Celebration in Chicago back in April. She's on this really cool hover bike. I really love the design, and getting into the underworld of Coruscant. And in this next image here, we see one of the characters she's going to encounter, and this character is literally asking her, why would you run away from the Jedi? And Ahsoka recites, because we were supposed to be peacekeepers, not really generals. So she's seeing things in a different light. And in this next image, we see Ahsoka Tano shaking hands with Bo-Katan. We do know that we're going to get that Siege of Mandalore arc, which heavily involves the Mandalorians, such as Bo-Katan. So this could be towards the end of the season for sure. This next image just shows the carnage of Anakin Skywalker. He's going against some different type of droids, and he's definitely got a very aggressive style. Here we have the clones themselves. We have Jesse, we have Captain Rex, we have what looks like could be Fives, and we look like we have Commander Cody. So yes, all these guys are back. It's going to be great to see them in action. And alongside them, this is going to be called the Bad Batch arc. If you guys have watched, they have it on StarWars.com, at least they should have it. The unfinished arc. You can see the animatics are still voiceovers, but the animation is not done. So we have different kind of troopers that were kind of left for the scrapyard, I guess you could say, or they weren't really programmed correctly. Some of them go bad, hence the Bad Batch arc. But they are one heck of a non usual, they're an unusual type of tactics that they use. So to see these guys go at it and get the finished arc is going to be awesome. This image here just shows the scale of this season of the Clone Wars, and as the seasons of the Clone Wars progressed, the animation style just got better and better and better. And this is the absolute culmination of what Dave Filoni and the team have been able to accomplish. As you look at these number of units on this image, it's just staggering. You have vehicles, you have jet troopers, you have super battle droids, you have B1 battle droids, and just explosions going everywhere. This is going to be a spectacle to behold, and I wanted to pick out this shot because we have the clone jump troopers. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure we haven't seen clone troopers using jetpacks before, although they are in Star Wars Battlefront 2, and this is the exact skin that you can play as, which is pretty cool. See the synergy there. This next image has a creature and a planet that I'm not even sure what the heck it is. So, as you can tell, there is a winged creature carrying somebody. It looks like it could be Anakin because he has that kind of skirt thing going on, and there's also a rider on top of that creature. And you look behind, it looks like there could be some kind of Mandalorian or somebody that's using a grappling hook out of their wrist, just kind of cutting this thing. So very interesting to see where this could go. Kind of gives me vibes of Jedi Fallen Order with the Gargara fight in that game on Dathomir. Here is Ahsoka Tano looking very conflicted. She's got this different kind of headband device, which I'm very interested in seeing what that does, like neurologically. Is it kind of like a voice communication device? I'm not sure, but she's looking very troubled here. And I'm wondering if Maul is getting inside her head, or she's just having a struggling time trying to deal with being part of the Jedi, or maybe she's experiencing Order 66. As Obi-Wan in the New Hope, he experienced the death of thousands, or if not millions, of people that were suddenly silenced. And maybe she's experiencing that from the Jedi's point of view, all of them being hunted down. How much of a downer would that be if they kind of end this season or the series in general with this kind of pathway? That'd be very, very tragic for sure. Here we have Anakin Skywalker looking absolutely evil. I mean, this is going to be probably a couple weeks or so. I'm not really sure on the timeline before he turns into Vader. But to see this different kind of approach to Anakin Skywalker now that we have this new season, to actually see what he looks like now, it looks so damn good. Just looks just like Hayden Christensen. And in the same kind of shot here, we see who he's angry against, and it's none other than Admiral Trench himself. Yes, that guy we've seen a few times already. So I'm looking forward to see how this thing goes down. And this is just a touching shot because we have Captain Rex and a whole bunch of 501st troopers, as you can tell with the blue. They have customized helmets of none other than Ahsoka Tano, and she's invited back to Mandalore by Anakin and is left with a detachment of clones. And if you read the Ahsoka novel, you'll get hints at what happens here in the story. And this is Mandalore. We're seeing some LAATs. And again, just the spectacle of this kind of epic scale of things. You're looking at this image, there's Mandalorians firing down, they have the rockets going and everything. Wow, just so cool. And this shot is quite interesting. And another one that kind of hit me in the feels is Anakin Skywalker talking to Padme via holocommunication device. What's kind of fascinating is that you could tell that Padme has gotten a bit of a stomach, and you would have thought that Anakin could have noticed that in Revenge of the Sith. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch and see exactly if there's maybe some sort of a plot hole, because it seemed to him that he just found out that she was pregnant later on, but he couldn't tell now. It's kind of a little bit strange, but oh well, I can let it slide. Here we have Anakin just super angry, looking like he's going to wreck shop here with that tactical droid. I'm thinking this actually could be Revenge of the Sith. This this looks like the right amount of ships as far as how everything is spaced out. You got several type of separatist ships, and you have the Venator class Star Destroyers, you have the Tri-Droid fighters as well. Ahsoka Tano, this could be the end of the duel with Darth Maul. It looks like that's definitely Captain Rex, who got beat up quite a bit. In the Ahsoka novel, in the beginning, it's known that Ahsoka actually had to choose between hunting Darth Maul down or saving Rex. And ultimately, she's going to save Rex because you see this door closing. So I think that is what is happening here. But I do really like the lightsabers. 2 blue lightsabers. Really cool stuff there. This is on Mandalore, that epic duel that we've been waiting for a long time. It was teased back in Season 2 of Star Wars Rebels, where it looked like Darth Maul had fought against Ahsoka, which up until then we had never seen before. So this is where we get that familiarity between the two characters, and this shot just means everything. This is, if you go back and look up the promotional photos for the Phantom Menace, Darth Maul is literally in the same exact pose as he is like in this. He's in that hangar bay, and even the lightsaber looks very similar. This is the first time we're seeing this lightsaber for Maul. The last time we seen Maul in the animated series in Clone Wars, he had the Darksaber, but then there was also a Son of Dathomir comic that actually has him using he kind of loses and ends up having to go away, and we're gonna find out what happens then. But you know, he's gonna have to get this new lightsaber. Maybe we're gonna have to see him construct it. So very cool stuff there. I wasn't expecting to get such a good look of this lightsaber here. I picked out this shot just for talking about that cool shuttle. I think it's called an Epsilon shuttle, if I'm not or Zeta shuttle. I'm not really sure, but it's the one that Palpatine arrives in on Mustafar at the end of Revenge of the Sith to save Darth Vader from dying. So really cool connectivity there again. This shot is showing how brutal Maul is with hatred in the dark side. You got these awesome looking 501st Troopers allegiant to Ahsoka Tano, and he's literally ripping the door off with the Force and just throwing it at 3 of the troopers, and it's just knocking them out. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all the action set pieces in this series. So that's going to do it for my scene by scene breakdown, but we do have a new poster to look at as well, and man, this is quite the poster, just breaking it down, seeing the big trio there with Ahsoka, with Obi-Wan, with Anakin Skywalker. You got Captain Rex, of course. You also have the Bad Batch on the left side there. It's really cool getting a nice look at them, and we have the Mandalorians as well as those 2 friends that Ahsoka's gonna come across, and we have Bo-Katan, plus we have Darth Maul front and center. He was the narrator of this entire trailer pretty much, so it makes sense that he's gonna be front and center again with that awesome form with his double-bladed lightsaber calling back to the Phantom Menace. So what did you guys think about this trailer breakdown? Was there anything I left out that you guys want to talk about? Let's talk about it in the comment section down below. I do have my reaction to this trailer, and I have reviews for Resistance, for Mandalorian, and I will be doing weekly reviews for the Clone Wars. So if you liked my input on what I had to say with the trailer, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and do hit that notification icon so you'll know when my episode reviews go up. That's gonna do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.